How you guys doing?
We're very well. How are you feeling coming up less than a week away?
I feel good. I feel like it's routine. I feel like the final piece of the puzzle is in order. So I've been talking to you guys every fight before the fights here lately. So
that's good luck. We have been very good luck for you.
My final training has been completed. Now you boys can send me on my way. You are now done, young man. Go and compete.
You seem to have embraced this. You were a bit reserved publicly at one point when you spoke, and now you seem to have kind of embraced just letting it fly a little bit. Is that feeling good to not hold that stuff back?
It feels so good, man. One, you cannot tell people how to think. I cannot tell them that Jon Jones is a bad guy. They have to decide that if he's a good guy or a bad guy, if they like him or don't like him on their own. I can't make them feel the way I feel. So I let that go. And I can't tell people that they should like me, because if you don't, it really doesn't matter. So by doing that, man, I've freed myself to train better. Everything just feels so much better as I head into this fight now.
I mean, your last fights, you've beaten Anthony Johnson twice. Gustafsson, I don't know why anybody would doubt. I mean, Jones is the only trip you've had is Jon Jones, and that was a 5-round decision.
Yeah, he got the better of me on that night, and I feel ultra confident that when we get locked into the octagon on Saturday, I'm going to win this fight. So, people have the right to choose who they want to root for, who they don't want to root for, who they cheer for, and who they boo. And in the grand scheme of things, it does not matter as long as they have some sort of reaction. Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Congratulations last weekend on Chris Weidman, man. Unbelievable performance.
Man.
And,
Thank
Matt,
you.
honestly, the best thing about watching, and I see it in my guys, is when the coaches truly care. And I can tell how much you guys love Chris and seen him have success. He's a wonderful guy, man. Congratulations to you and your team. You guys did fantastic.
Oh, I appreciate that. We were just talking about that, and oh man, I mean, coming off a few losses, which should never have been, and we were just so happy. I'm still on cloud nine, and again, it happened in his hometown, in Long Island. It was just electric in there. Thanks, champ. I appreciate it. But
no problem, man.
Let me ask you, DC. You had the first fight, with Jones, which was a while ago now, and it didn't go your way, like you said. Now, do you chalk it up as an off night, maybe, or a bad night of sparring, or do you say, all right, I got to revamp my whole strategy now?
No. It was a bad night, but he did a good job. He won the fight. He did a fantastic job of neutralizing a lot of my weapons. I couldn't take him down. He also, when I found success in the boxing, he adjusted, started clinching me and holding me, and I did not adjust with him. When he started doing the clinching and the wrist controls and the underhooks, I should have immediately defended and started to get back to the positions where I'm strong. But instead, I rested. Also, I put way too much emotion into the fight, and by the third round, man, I had gassed myself. This time, I'm more comfortable in this environment, in this championship type of feel, this championship build, the championship fight, and I believe that will pay dividends also come Saturday.
Did it get into your head a little bit in the moment when everyone is expecting you to take him down and pound on him, and then when you were unable to do that, did it kind of put you in a place where you just weren't sure what to do?
No. It was fine, because then when we started just kind of fighting on the stand-up, I was like, okay, he's landing some shots, I'm landing some shots, so we're kind of just going with each other. I think what really changed was when I started to fatigue, and he went to the clinching type of fight. I didn't anticipate that, so it kind of took me by surprise. And I didn't anticipate him being so good in that position. So before that first fight, I wrestled a lot with the Olympic champ, Gatsalov, the Russian. But we only wrestled, for me, going to secure takedowns. I never did fight-specific stuff because I figured I was just such a better wrestler, I could just go and get him and take him down. Well, the reality of the situation is it does not matter how much of a better wrestler I am. We aren't bending over at the waist in wrestling. If we did that, I'd beat Jon Jones by 10 points.
Right.
But with the striking, it's a much different ball game. So I needed to do more fight-specific wrestling, and I believe that I've done that this time with the guy that I have in now, a guy named Jake Casper, who's an All-American heavyweight from Duke University. Phenomenal athlete. So we'll be more prepared for every aspect of the fight.
Is my thing working? My microphone?
No. Hold on, DC. We'll get Matt. Matt pulled us through. Matt's very strong. Sometimes he breaks things.
I'm back. What the fuck is
I was like, what is going on with Matt?
Now
Holy
listen.
shit.
No, and and you're talking about the wrestling, and I don't blame you for being that confident. Going versus him the first time. But there's also that factor in MMA, in the octagon, where you can't escape your hips. And you get a guy like Jon Jones, and in that first fight, when he has you up against the cage, it doesn't matter how great your hips are. They're not getting away, and he's able to lock his hands. It's like, Austin, shit, man. My sprawl's out the fucking window. He's got me on my ass, all because he's got long arms, and I'm up against the cage, and I can't get away. So I'm sure that shit that might have not just hit you until right then, right? I mean, I don't know if you addressed that.
Well, you got to remember, Matt. Before that fight, I had never got taken down in a fight.
Right.
I had 100% takedown defense through my first 15 fights.
Yeah.
So he was the first guy that offensively put me in those situations with the wrestling. And you're right. It's like in the middle of the octagon, I very rarely will get taken down. Alexander Gustafsson, who has real crazy timing on his takedown, took me down a couple times, which is weird because he's so tall and he's a boxer. But in the middle of the octagon, John didn't come close to getting a takedown. It was only against the fence and once he caught my kick. So it's not like he's powering through doubles or snagging up single legs and taking me down. He's kind of he's got long arms, man. So I cannot rest against the side of the octagon. That will play at his game. I got a lot of stuff of John wanted to beat me at my own game by engaging in the clinch. It's the furthest thing from the truth. John clinched me because I was punching him upside his head and I was uppercutting the shit out of him. So he grabbed me. That was his safe space, and I allowed it to be a safe haven for him by not making him pay for grabbing me. This time, if he tries to grab me, I've got some shit for him. Man, I've gotten so much help, Matt. I've gotten videos from some of the greatest wrestlers in the world. Kenny Monday sent me videos of physicians to help me when John does certain things. Jamil Kelly, Kevin Jackson, John Smith. I've gotten so much help in those areas where they saw that he gave me a few of the issues. And in every other situation, I really don't feel like I cannot win a 5-round stand-up fight against this guy.
Was he, when you fought him, was he stronger than you expect? People always say when they fight Conor, he's faster and he hits harder than they thought he was going to. What about Jones surprised you in the ring? There must have been something in the cage. I keep saying the ring.
He was bigger. He felt bigger. Jimmy felt bigger. He felt like his frame was really wide up top, like his chest and his back was really wide whenever we were in there. He was holding me, and I was like, man, this dude's strong. Like, I was like, I know I'm tired, but I've never felt someone. And, I mean, I've clinched with some big dudes. I've clinched Barnett. I've clinched Bigfoot. I've clinched Mir. And I was like, this guy feels unbelievably strong and wide for a 205-pound man. And I mean, he's 6'4", but Bigfoot's 6'4", Barnett's 6'4". All those guys are 6'3", 6'4". So it was weird that he was so wiry with his arms and his back and everything when we were in those clinch situations.
I'm sorry, Jimmy, because I'm just laughing because I'm thinking of some of the shit talking, and you definitely got a lot better with that shit, DC. What about when you said no? Because I'm sitting here and I'm starting to smile like a moron. I'm thinking of when you said it. I don't know if you did a PS. You got a limp dick and bad leg genetics. Is that right?
Yes, he does. He's got a. Hey, listen, guys.
Oh shit!
So this is the thing, right? So this is the thing. He goes, I don't want you guys saying I did steroids. So instead of steroids, he said I did penis pills. What are you using those for, little guy? What you can't get it up? No. You can't get it up.
No,
and
listen.
I said, yeah, he's got horrible legs. Look at his legs. Look at his legs. He's got horrible leg genes.
Listen, DC, I love you, man. I'm not trying to defend him. I can't. The leg thing is the leg thing. But as a guy that listen, I've been married a long time. And I don't have a problem with my cock. I don't have to try to explain this to you. But I'm just trying to say, once in a while, I'm just telling you, don't do this when you have competition. I don't want to get you in trouble. But once in a while, if you take I'll say a C pill because kids might be listening, but that stands for cock.
Yes.
But if you take a C pill, it really, hey, listen. It can make, it just make the party a little better.
DC, you're talking to a big fans of dick pills in the studio.
You're talking to the worst two.
let me tell you this right now. When you get closer to the fight, you're making weight. It does shrink. It does shrink.
Oh,
So
really?
maybe using those C pills
yeah.
will help you. But we know, air quotations, what John's C pills were. So either you be honest, or I'm going to make fun of you for having a fucking noodle that doesn't work. An actual noodle. John has a
Oh,
noodle.
fuck. But I got to tell you, that was definitely with that one with the old. I don't, was that a Twitter?
Hey,
was that the Twitter war?
That was yeah, Matt. He didn't like that one. He was mad.
That's a,
he was